Menzies, as you know, is obsessed too strong a word? He was very focused on education. And I told a story last night in Ballarat how I'd met him when I was a 12-year-old boy when he was opening the science wing at my school in Ballarat. And he made it his mission to put a science school in every secondary school in the country because he thought standards needed to be upgraded. Now, we're not doing that on quite the scale, but we think this leadership initiative is very much in the vein of the sort of thing that he was interested in. As you know, we're a non-political association. Sometimes that causes few people to get constrained and worried about us, but we're a very liberal, in the true sense of the word, organisation. We're delighted to be engaged with all of you, and we're delighted that you can all come together. And we're delighted that cohorts 2 and 3 are here, because poor old cohort 2 probably, in the midst of COVID, didn't meet one another. And so now you can see that everybody's a little bit shorter or a little bit taller or a little bit plumper or thinner than you thought. But please, we want to thank you. We think this initiative is really important. And talking to you this evening, Catherine, when she's from Melbourne University, said, "Oh, this is just the best thing going down," or words to that effect. It was much more cerebrally put, but the emphasis was still the same. So thank you all very much, and then enjoy tonight. And I've got to hand you over to Liz, who I'm sure none of you know of, and she kindly let me speak first.
Can I say, tonight is an absolute celebration. It's a celebration of the foundation and the Menzies Foundation directors that actually on a wing and a prayer said it was worth thinking about incubation. It's a celebration of the Collier Foundation and their amazing sense of stepping into a space that perhaps wasn't as well defined as it might have been, but really is delivering amazing results. It's a celebration of the Menzies Foundation staff. Pretty's just joined us, and Sarah, and what we accomplished as a team. It's a celebration of the extraordinary collaboration team who give everything and more to what we're doing. And most of all, it's a celebration of you as leaders and the future of building what we can create in the education system to support better student learning outcomes. Enjoy dinner.
We want to hear a little bit from you, our 2 cohorts that are here. Just a little bit about you, a bit about your journey, and a little bit about your aspirations in terms of some of the work that we're doing here.
I was lucky enough to come into this fellowship with a particular emphasis of wanting to be able to explore the role of student voice, and in particular understanding it a bit better. And I came into that because the principal had tasked me with building that within our school, and we picked off all the low-hanging fruit around our leadership programs and all those sorts of things. And I was tasked with really developing change within the classroom though. How do we bring that voice and agency and leadership inside the classroom? And so this opportunity has given me the scope to be able to do that. So it's been really exciting to be able to dig into that. I'm really enjoying getting into that. And is that enough? Yeah, good, I don't know. Thank you.
As I was just listening to that previous story, the thing that came to me is it's my turn. I think in leadership, one of my leaders said to me, if people don't look at me and see the job that I do and want to do it, I'm not doing it the right way. And I think among all that we do, that opportunity of real privileged service that we have to our communities is something that is not lost on me. It's a challenge, but it's also an inspiration. And I'm really delighted to have been given the opportunity to work with some, clearly just distinctly intelligent but deeply authentic people committed to, as you were saying earlier, Liz, change the way in which we do education and make sure that our people are best served in our space so that they can continue to do that wonderful work. So I'm very grateful to be here. I'm very honoured and humbled to be given the opportunity to be here among such an esteemed group of people, and I hope I can continue to make a really valid contribution in that space as well. So thank you.
I've had a great time. I've had a wonderful journey. I think our most important wondering or learning for all of us is we need to actually start a real conversation with Aboriginal Australia. We haven't quite got it right. We all know the issues and we can see that right in front of our face. But I'm looking forward to talking with you all over the next couple of days about how we start that proactive dialogue, because we've got a lot to learn, and we all need to listen. We've got a lot of challenges in front of us to save this planet for a start, and I believe that Aboriginal Australia holds the answers. So that's why I'm here, and yeah, thank you for having me.
The real gift of this program, and I know you guys will get to see it too, is the conversations that happen on the days that you're together, and the opportunity to just spend time with other people who are operating at the same level as you and understand all the challenges that you have, and can help you think through what the little push points are that might start making a difference. So it's just energised. It's a lot, but it is energising. So thank you.
You know, that the project is really designed to build the capacity of those middle and emerging leaders, but then the idea would be that we share that program with others beyond our school. It's a long process, and I think we came into this thinking, you've got a couple of years, and we're doing that. We've made great ground already, but where I see it heading from here is that work would continue with neighbouring schools. It's part of, again, our responsibility as a school with great privilege to be able to bring others on board and share our resources and learn from each other and share our experiences. So that's what I'm kind of hoping to see come out of the project, and to just, take the work that we're doing within the school and stretch people. At the same time, I think really energising the people that we're working with as well. We were talking a lot about rowing before, and my first big leadership role was actually as captain of a big rowing club, and volunteers. I was working always with volunteers. The coaches were not paid. If it wasn't rewarding for them, and if they didn't feel a sense of value in what they were doing, they would just stop turning up. And it's not, it's very early. Rowing's you're up there very early. And so I think I've always had the sense that you've got to make the work meaningful for people and show them, that there's great reward in it. And that's been a focus of the project too. So that's kind of what I'm, looking at going forward as well. Thank you.
I, a couple of years ago, was sort of sick of girls coming up and sort of saying to their teachers, just tell me what I need to learn and I'll go and learn it. St Catherine's kids can be very perfectionistic by nature, but highly ambitious, but also highly anxious. And so I really needed to change the dialogue of what was occurring at St Catherine's. And I feel like the fellowship has really strengthened my leadership to change the conversation about teaching and learning at St Catherine's. And just even on Monday, our professional learning day, I could see a significant shift from just talking about content to talking about classroom practice, and to really talking about girls thinking and what are the character dispositions that sit behind that, rather than just rote learning, and rote learning their way through VCE. And I can see a significant shift in what's occurring with our teaching staff, with the leaders of those, and also what's happening with the students. I'm really excited. I feel quite empowered by this, and thank you for the opportunity. Thanks.
My role, I was also a network chair of a number of schools in our area. And I realised the capacity and what you can do to influence people in the system, and in particular, and in government schools. And I keep saying this, we're very good at telling our teachers what to do, but we don't spend enough time on how they work together and how they can work together to make such a difference and such an impact to the kids in our schools, and we'll all reap the results. And I'm a very strong proponent of, we should make every school, but all government schools, the best school. We should never be working against each other. It's about working together to support it. So my work is really beyond my school. Of course I'm focused and I'm loving this work. And I say, I'm towards the end of my career, but I'm loving this, and I'm feeling that it's reinvigorated me. I'm sharing it with colleagues, but my role is to get it in the system and to get other schools to realise the importance of the work of our collective efficacy and the impact it can have across the entire system and on our students. Thank you.
I'm particularly passionate and excited about driving improvement in school leadership in the government system, so that we have a bit more bravery and vision around what education should look like today. Because I suppose for me, I feel like we're a little bit stuck in a time warp in terms of what we're doing in, I'll speak about the Department of Education in Victoria, because that's the area I'm in. and a fear of being brave and courageous around what we do and what we say education should be and how we lead education into the future. So a little bit like Nick, I'm very keen to think about what the future should look like for all students in education, and that's what excites me the most, building those next leaders, as well as building my own capacity, building those next leaders who are going to drive the education system into the next 10, 20, 30, 40 years. And I've had great mentors like Anthony spoke about, and I feel like it's for me to start to give back as well. So I'm really excited. We've had a great day today. My brain is full after today, but looking forward to another day tomorrow and looking forward to sharing with everybody as the next couple of years go on. So thank you.
I thought a lot about what would I say tonight, and I think the thing that I have learnt a lot about myself and a lot about my own leadership and my own capacity to think and to do things and to do. I also think if I had known when I applied to start this project what I now know, because I've been part of this program, I would have started in a different place. But I think that's in fact the gift, to understand what the journey is, and also to understand how much I actually have depth in my own learning, and therefore will I hope do the same within my school and within my system. And I once worked for a principal who said my success will be judged by the success of those who have worked with me. So I hope my success in this is that the leaders who are working with me can grow it beyond as part of the system. So thank you.
So what I want to do is to learn about setting up a leadership pipeline for other school principals in our sector. The sector needs to grow. The Disabilities Royal Commission has been working with us. They've described our school as a little nugget of gold because it's replicable. It can be put in country towns, it can be put anywhere. It can work, and it will bring children out of their homes and off the streets and out of jail, out of mental hospital care, to a place where they can actually complete an education. And often they're the first in their family to finish year 10. Their parents can't read. They have children at 15 or 16. And my next goal, I've got several, is to set up a creche on our campus so the teen mums can finish year 10 and finish year 12. And also hopefully get a VET course in early childhood, so their children aren't taken away from them by DCJ, and they can get a job in early childcare and become citizens who can be independent rather than a life as a Centrelink dependent person who then goes on to promulgate this intergenerational welfare dependence issue that we have in our communities. So it's so much work to do, and I have to say I was a bit overwhelmed by it all. And I've listened to Adrian and the other amazing people in our support team and the other Menzies Fellows today. I've learned so much. And I now feel that I have a support base and I have a resource. And today has been exciting and I've learned a lot, but I'm looking forward to the whole project. And thank you, all of you, for your support for all of us, because, you know, it's a bit lonely and sometimes you feel overwhelmed by the challenge. You've got the vision and almost enough courage. But when there's people of this calibre behind us, I feel emboldened, you know. I'm prepared to go and see the minister and say, I need this site in Sydenham, and I need you to give me some money for these teenage kids so their children aren't taken away from them. And I feel that I have support to do that, moral support and real support. And thank you so much for including me, and thank you for what you're doing for all of us and for our kids. Thank you very much.
Yeah.